Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be putting together this DIY cocoa shop miniature house from Rolife. As you can see all the details on the back there. This I bought from Spotlight Online for about $20. I was looking for some Christmassy things to put together, and I bought this one because it was cheap and I knew that it wouldn't take too long. So as you can see inside, it has the instructions, which is mostly just pictures, pretty easy to follow along with the instructions. And then it has all of the plastic pouches, which have numbers on them that have all the little bits and pieces in. So pretty easy to figure out which bit goes to which. It also has a bunch of paper bits. So this one had a lot more paper bits than the fireplace one I put together last week. Actually a bit more fiddly with all of the paper bits. And then there's just a little bit of a key there so that you know which part is which. I didn't really use that, to be honest with you. I didn't find a need to use it. In terms of tools, I have a blade, some tweezers, and some snips. It comes with some double-sided tape, which I decided to use for the entire project. And I have to say, I hated it. The double-sided tape is for sure the worst part of this build. There's also some sandpaper too. So let's get into it and watch me build this miniature. All of the pieces, as you can see, are pretty much snapped together with those wooden pieces, so that's nice and easy. Some pieces you do have to apply a little bit of pressure to, which I found you just needed to be a little bit gentle with it, because otherwise you could potentially break it. So I'm using the double-sided tape there, and I found it was easiest to often use tweezers to pull the backing off. For some things the double-sided tape was fine, but for other things it was just an absolute pain. This bit was a little bit fiddly. Those wooden pieces were kind of hard to get into the spots, so when you get to this point, just be a little bit gentle with it. As you can see, I'm using the double-sided tape here on the paper part. This was pretty fiddly, and the thing that I don't like about the double-sided tape is sort of once you've stuck it on, it's kind of on there, and you risk ripping the paper if you try to adjust it. Whereas if you were to use glue, you could sort of put the glue on and kind of move the paper around a little bit until you got it into place before the glue dried. So overall, I really don't recommend using the double-sided tape. It's a good thing to keep and hold on to if you buy this kit in case you want to use it for something else. I think it would be really great for the clear plastic perspex that a lot of kits come with for windows, but for sticking paper on, it really does kind of suck, and you have to be really careful to get the sticky bits in the right spot. This part, sort of putting the whole frame together, was again a little bit fiddly and had to press quite firmly in some spots, but then also be careful that I wasn't going to snap the frame as well. So just be careful of that too. Again, I was quite worried about sticking this snow-like roof on top here with the double-sided tape because it had to be lined up with those holes. I did manage to miraculously get it in the right spot on the first try, so that was lucky, but it certainly wasn't an easy thing to do. And as you can see, I forgot to put that piece in when I was supposed to, so trying to put that piece in afterwards was slightly more challenging than if I had put that in when I was supposed to. When I made the fireplace, I found folding the paper presents the trickiest bit. I don't know why, but for this build, I found them quite easy. I think I figured out a way that you can kind of fold them up really quickly, and that's if you just roll them around and then wait until the end to fold in all of the side bits. That makes it a lot easier for them to come together. And I spent a lot less time on this paper presents this time around. From here, this is where things started to get a little bit tricky. Starting to work on all of the little finer details, all of the cups and the things that had to go into the cocoa shop. Sticking everything in place with the double-sided tape was just so fiddly and difficult. I really recommend that you use glue if you can, because the double-sided tape just is really hard to work with. And yeah, once you stick something down, it's kind of stuck there. Otherwise, if you try to remove anything, you'll just rip the paper with the tape. But then at the same time, the double-sided tape I found wasn't really holding some items in place. So I'm definitely probably going to be going back to this kit when I have some time and gluing everything instead uh, with glue that has double-sided tape if it hasn't really stuck down. So I think these are supposed to be little coconut drinks. These were really fragile with the double-sided tape, and I had a great deal of difficulty trying to get all the paper bits on, and then putting them onto the cocoa shop at the end was hard as well. So these ones definitely need to be glued. And so now it's time to assemble everything together. You'll notice when I start putting items on the shelf at the back, I start to have a really tough time with this tape. The little coffee jars that go on the shelf just, didn't really want to stick there with the tape, and neither did the cups. And it was also quite difficult to kind of, just get them in place using tape, as opposed to if I had been using glue. This lollipop gave me so much trouble. It just did not want to stay, so it's kind of sitting in this little hole groove there, and it's not really sitting in there properly. So as soon as I pick up or moved around the shop, the lollipop just kept falling out. So that one really does need to be glued in if you don't want it to just continue to fall apart and fall over. You can see at the end bit here, there's just a lot of paper pieces to stick together. And again, I know I've said it so many times, just the double-sided tape just made it so much more difficult to get everything in place. Particularly because you can see I'm moving around the cocoa shop quite a bit to get things to stick in the right spots, and moving it around when things are stuck in with double-sided tape isn't very easy because everything just kept falling off or moving. So I guess overall, I really like this cocoa shop because I love Christmassy things and I love miniatures, and I'm really glad I bought it, and I do think it's really, really cute. The only thing that I hated was the double-sided tape, which is what made this build so much more unpleasant and challenging. So if you've got glue, just use glue to start with, and it'll be so much easier for you to put it together. I think it only took about an hour and a half all up, though. With glue, it would take a bit longer because you would have to wait for certain things to dry first. But overall, a pretty cute build, and I definitely recommend this one. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my content, more of my videos, I'm going to be posting some more videos of me building miniatures. I'm currently working on a magic house, and I also have a wooden ship that I'm going to be putting together soon. Stay tuned for those things in the future, and don't forget to subscribe.